WHGE 95.3 FM coming up, the Open Eye. All right.
Intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression on our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM, the education advocacy station. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your host and third eye optometrist, here to get you started, open your eye. Every generation has its purpose. Ours is to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing. Let me, I hope this is still going on today. Let's see. Today is the 27th Annual African American Family Festival at Kirkwood Park, 11th and Kirkwood Streets. That's the day from 12 noon to 7 p.m. That's right. We're expecting some inclement weather, and hopefully we can still go on with the festival. All right. Let me get my disclaimer out the way, and we got some stuff going on. All right.
The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Patrice Gibbs, your host, third eye optometrist here. Hey, usually, I go into some history and this, that, and the other, might give you a little bit on this. But Israel is at war. This just in. Hamas surprise attack out of Gaza Strip stuns Israel, and leaves dozens dead in fighting retaliation. Hamas militants fired thousands of rockets and sent dozens of fighters into Israeli towns near the Gaza Strip in an unprecedented surprise early morning attack during a major Jewish holiday Saturday, killing dozens and stunning the country. Israel said it was now at war with Hamas and launched airstrikes in Gaza, vowing to inflict an unprecedented price. Several hours after the incursion began, Hamas militants were still fighting gun battles inside several Israeli communities near Gaza. Israel's National Rescue Service said at least 40 people had been killed and hundreds wounded, making it the deadliest attack in Israel in years. Also, unknown number of Israeli soldiers and civilians have been seized and taken into Gaza. At least 198 people in the Gaza Strip have been killed in Israel's retaliation, and at least 1,600 wounded. The Palestinian health minister in Gaza said, the strength, sophistication, and timing of the attack shocked Israelis, with images of Hamas gunmen bringing seized soldiers and civilians into Gaza on motorbikes and parading what appeared to be captured Israeli military vehicles through the streets. Videos on social media showed what appeared to be at least one Israeli soldier, with Gaza being dragged and trampled by an angry crowd of Palestinians shouting, "God is greatest." The assault threatened to spiral into a greater conflict, mirroring previous Hamas-Israeli conflicts that brought widespread death and destruction in Gaza and days of rocket fire on Israeli communities. "We are at war," Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a televised address, declaring a mass army mobilization, not an operation, not around, but at war. "The enemy will pay an unprecedented price," he's added. "Return of fire of a magnitude that the enemy has not known." Well, Israel and, of course, Palestine had been at war, since 48, since the Israelis stole the Palestinian land. Yes, I said stole it. Any criticism of Israel makes you anti-Semitic. That's crap. These people are not above criticism. And I also got to say shame on the Arab world for not supporting their brothers in Palestine. Okay? Now, I'm going to say something here that I know some people ain't going to like, and it's going to sound cold-hearted and this, that, and the other. I really don't give a damn about the Palestinians. And I'll tell you why. Because they are Arabs, and Arabs are white supremacists, no different than the Europeans. Islam is the handmaiden of Arab imperialism. Oh, does that make me seem... don't get it mixed here. I am not in support of Israel. Not at all. Not at all. Nasser, president of Egypt, he made a hell of a point when he said, we can't support Israel coming into the Palestinian plaza. What is it called? Coming into Palestine. Okay? He said, because you left black and you came back white. Who are these people? Yeah. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. We will be right back after this short musical, wait a minute, whoop. All right, son, there we go, here we go. All right. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, Steve. Yeah, I see you, homie. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Listen, I should be tired of correcting this, but I keep seeing people put this false information out there. George Washington was not the first president. Obama was not the first black president. The first black president was John Hanson. He was and you can see his face on the $2 bill, and it's a black man on BS. That is crap. That is misinformation. John Hanson was not the first black president. The picture that they show of this black man claiming to be the first black president was a senator from Liberia. There was a John Hanson who was president of the Continental Congress. He was not president of the United States. He was a white plantation owner from Maryland. Stop putting that crap out there. It's not true. I noticed the person that posted that mess again turned the comments off on the post that he put up. Yeah, he turned the comments on because he know I'm out there and I'm going to call him out on his crap. And another thing, for you people that insist on this was the first black president, okay, let me ask you a question. Why the hell are you so excited about a black man running the white man's store? It's not so. It didn't happen. Damn. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Can you bring that closer? Because I'm showing up blurry. Yeah. The mic's on one. Still blurry. Still blurry? That's as close as you can get it, huh?
I was wondering why. I was wondering why.
Why it was showing up blurry? Yeah, because of the distance.
But it's the same as mine. It's the same as mine.
All right. Okay. Let's get it. WHGE 9. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. WHGE 95.3 FM. All right. Joined by my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. Good morning, brother.
Chop, chop, chop. What's up, world? I hear you. I gotta say, man. I got a couple boots for you. Boop, 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 boop. My fault.
Yeah.
What's good, though?
Oh, this, that, and the other. This, that. Hey, I'm off Monday.
You off Monday?
Yeah, I'm off Monday.
What's Monday?
Columbus Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we stopped calling it Columbus Day. We call it Indigenous Peoples Day. Because Columbus was a monster. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is coming out because of this technology, man.
Yeah.
They can't hold it back because of all the
back.
information that's out there now. Everybody got the I told you, they becoming smarter.
And those of you that are tuning into the Open Eye, you're smartening up.
That's right.
Yeah. Because the National Indigenous People Day honors America's first inhabitants and tribal nations that continue to thrive today. That's what Joe Biden said. Biden also issued a Columbus Day proclamation acknowledging the contributions of Italian Americans as well as the painful history of wrongs and atrocities that resulted from the European exploration.
Right.
Now, the dissonance in the two proclamations is hard to fathom. Okay? You got to make up your mind here, Jim Crow Joe. All right? And Jim Crow Joe, first, he's, celebrating Indigenous People Day, but then he's putting out a proclamation celebrating Columbus Day. You got to make up your mind. Either you're going to go with the racists who celebrate Columbus Day, okay? And listen, my Italian brothers, Columbus was not an Italian, okay? He was a Spaniard, and his name was not even Christopher Columbus. It was Cristobal Colon, all right? And he was an awful, awful person. All right. Look. Wait a minute. Where am I here? Wait a minute. Get this part here. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, he was an awful person. His voyage to the Americas was the start of the Atlantic slave trade. Transatlantic voyages 180 years before Columbus. He was not discoverer of America. He was not the first one from across the Atlantic to touch on the shores.
Why do you think they said that? Why do you think they put that propaganda out in the air like that? Like, just to what was the
motivation for that? Yeah, well, it was, of course, to celebrate the accomplishments of the European. Okay, Europeans had no real accomplishments. Okay, they were nothing but monsters, like I said. And Columbus was you know what they did? Let me tell you what they would do to the indigenous people. Okay, that they found on the island of Hispaniola. Okay, first of all, they murdered all of them. They just outright murdered them. Okay, and those that they didn't murder, or those that wouldn't cooperate, okay, they had dogs, and they kept the dogs blood hungry, and then they would set them on these people. For the dogs to eat them. Yeah. North African sources describe what some consider to be visits to the New World by a fleet in Mali in 1311. Okay? According to these sources, 400 ships from the Mali Empire discovered a land across the ocean to the west after being swept off course by ocean currents. Only one ship returned, and the captain reported the discovery of a western current to Prince Abu Bakari II. The off-course Mali fleet of 400 ships is said to have conducted both trade and warfare with the peoples of the western lands. It is claimed that Abu Bakari II abdicated his throne and set off to explore these western lands. In 1324, the Mali king Mansa Musa is said to have told the Arabic historian Al-Umari that his predecessor had launched 2 expeditions for West Africa to discover the limits of the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now, I had mentioned this to a friend of mine. Just this week, actually. Okay. Mansa Musa is a title. It was a title in Mali, in ancient Mali, meaning king. The Mansa Musa that went to the west, that went across the Atlantic.
I was getting ready to ask you, was that the same?
Right. Now, of course, our historians, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and others, Dr. Irvin Van Nsoromma, all right? Ivan Van Nsoromma, excuse me, okay? What they teach us is that the African colonized the world, but they colonized the world, unlike the European, with bringing education and upliftment to people, all right? And when Mansa Musa left, the first Mansa Musa that came west left, okay? Look at some of the similarities to the African culture in the Americas. One that I will point out, you heard of Montezuma of the Aztecs?
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound very similar to Mansa Musa? Because it's just a corruption of Mansa Musa, and they called their leader Montezuma in honor and in recognition of the Africans that came and taught their people. Learn something today? WHGE 95.3 FM and the Open Eye. We'll be back with more.
Yo, Steve, what's up? Hey, yo, TMA, how you doing? What's good? Yo, Gary, what's good? Jan, what's happening? I see you in the classroom. Brother Miss Bob, what's good? I see you, bro. Making it happen. You know, Pat, he's just getting warmed up. You hear me? Yeah, I was booping on the way here in the car like, oh, yo, I need to get there. Yo, the boy, yo, listen. What's up? Hey, yo, G.
All right. WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma in the building.
This is the Open Eye. All right. Yeah. What's going on? I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Understand this. White people see aliens, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, and ghosts, but they can't see racism, oppression, or white privilege.
Why am I bagging up?
because you know that's BS. All right. Case in point. And let me tell you something. You get the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to file a lawsuit. You got to do some real racist crap. Wow. I'm telling you, because they will not do anything about racism unless it's so blatant and in your face.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, Black employees allegedly forced to relieve themselves outside while white employees use bathrooms indoor. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission lawsuit against Florida Asphalt Paving Company claims they are black employees are being told you look like a bunch of monkeys. The U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, filed a lawsuit against Asphalt Paving Systems, alleging the company created a hostile environment for black employees in Zephyr, Florida. It's in Florida. It's a company in Florida. Pronouncing that name is crazy as hell, but Florida. Okay, we know what's going. We know what Florida is. Florida is the banana republic of Florida. It's an oppressive place that's being run by a grand wizard, Ron DeSatan. Okay, the EEOC alleges that the asphalt paving systems violated Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and 1991 by subjecting 12 black now former employees to racial harassment in the workplace. Now, see, here's the thing, all right? According to the lawsuit, the employees were repeatedly called the N-word and boy by other employees and management. They were also subjected to demeaning work conditions, such as being forced to work in heavy rain while white employees watched. What the hell was wrong with y'all? How did y'all take that crap from these people and they wouldn't even let you use the bathroom? All right? Let me tell you what I'd have did. First of all, I might have went to jail because I'd have beat some people up soon they called me the N-word. I tried to get past that, okay? But there ain't no way in hell you would have made me use the bathroom outside while the white people use the bathroom inside. This is not 1943. I would not put up with that crap. What's wrong with y'all for allowing that to go on?
Plus, it's racist.
Yeah, big time.
First.
Yeah.
But as a man and as a human, it's total disrespect.
Yes.
Now, that's what I'm not going to accept.
No.
You disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? That's a cause for a reaction.
Yes.
From me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand how they put up with that too.
No.
Cut it down a little.
Yeah.
I don't know how they put up with that either.
I don't either. I do not know how y'all put up with that and allow that to go on.
You're a human being first.
Right. And stand up for yourself.
Stand up for being a human being.
That's right. You know, now, to justify slavery, whites portrayed blacks as subhuman, primitive, stupid, and servile. To justify segregation, whites portrayed blacks as morally corrupt. Ain't that something? Now, you know, you're some of the worst people in the world. You oppress people, kidnap our people, put them in abject conditions in slavery where they were tortured and what have you. Then after that, you torture them and terrorize them with the KKK and white mobs, destroying our towns and businesses and what have you. Okay? After the civil rights movement, whites portrayed blacks as evil, drug addicts, gangbangers, and welfare queens. There's never been a point in history when whites have systematically, institutionally valued black lives as they do their own. And that's why Black Lives Matter. Okay? You know when it gets bad, when the United Nations calls out racist U.S. criminal justice system. Because that's what it is. The U.S. justice system, the abject cruelty and racism within the criminal justice system in the United States has been well documented. But a new report from the United Nations, foremost human rights experts, is shedding new light on the atrocities within our justice system for all the world to see. Okay?
That's where it starts at.
That's where it starts at. And you know what?
What?
That's what got Malcolm killed. Because Malcolm was going to the UN and presenting the case of the injustice, the inhumanity, the atrocities, okay, that America perpetrated. And at the same time, America running around telling other people that you're inhuman, you need to get your human rights together.
And they say that, right? Because all the stuff they did to you, and we still going on, and we still around, that makes us inhuman.
Yes.
I can't believe they still around.
Can't believe it.
You know what I'm saying? They can't be human.
You know
what I'm saying? So,
you
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They're crazy. Some of them,
That's
it's messing around.
And the thing is, like you said, it's still going on because the experts from the UN met with 133 affected individuals in cities throughout the country. They noted that black children were subjected to life imprisonment, pregnant women were chained during childbirth, and people were subjected to forced labor in plantation-style prisons. They're not talking about what happened right after slavery with these plantation-style prisons. They're not talking about the 1950s. They're talking about 2023. It's going on right now. There are people in the South on plantations, black people picking cotton. Going on right now. We reject the bad apple theory. There's a strong evidence suggesting that the abusive behavior of some individual police officers is part of a broader and medicine pattern. Law enforcement and criminal justice institutions in the United States share and reproduce values, attitudes, and stereotypes of U.S. society and institutions. This must be reformed. Okay? This must be reformed. They look at our society. Look.
What?
The police are taught that it's us against them. Dick Gregory said something interesting. Of course, Baba Gregory always says something interesting. Right? He said, with all the opportunities that white men have to be bankers or business owners or, corporatists and what have you, and you got white men that choose to be cops. What? With all the opportunities you had, that's the job you chose? That's the job. You know why? You know why they choose that? Because they want the opportunity to hold the whip. They want the opportunity to oppress black people. Okay? That's more important to them. That's more important to them than, what's going on? That's more important to them than even feeding their family. The opportunity to oppress and murder black people. WHGE 95.3 FM. We got a parade going by. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's all well and good, but we're going to keep it going right here on the Open Eye.
Yaga. Vaughn, what's good? I see you tuned in, you know what I'm saying? What up, Pat?
Sookie there. What we got here, Marlon? Oh, you know what you did? You reversed the camera. Right there. Now, see the camera? Hit that. There you go. All right. We still
good. What's
still
up? We still here.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, I see y'all tuning in too. Hey, yo, Tammy, you got any more yard sales going on? What's good?
All right.
Little side for life. I see you smile.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Yaga.
Okay. Did you see the young brother were in Florida?
Again.
Wow.
All
right. You know what? If we want to do something about the deficit, the federal deficit, let's cut Florida off and let it float on down to South America and South Florida. That's where black people in Florida, get the hell out of there. All right. Did you see the young man that the cops beat in Florida?
No, I didn't get to see that.
Oh my God. His face, his eyes were so puffy. All right. It looked like an amateur lightweight went up against Mike Tyson.
Wow.
His eyes were so close, his face was so bloody. And what did they beat him for? Listen to this. A video shows Florida authorities apparently beating a 24-year-old black man after he was pulled over for a seatbelt violation. The 6-minute, 30-second footage obtained by Atlanta Black Star was released by civil rights attorney Harry Daniels, who is representing Lakeem Woods' family. It shows the interaction between Woods and Jacksonville Sheriff police officers. It's happened on Friday, September 29th, during a traffic stop in a residential neighborhood in Jacksonville. The family of 24-year-old Lakeem Woods is calling for justice after video of his arrest went viral. The video was taken by a bystander in another vehicle, recording multiple officers on the scene arresting Woods. At one point, officials slammed Woods' head to the ground as they put handcuffs on him.
For a seatbelt.
For a seatbelt. And the crazy part is, he was in the passenger seat. Okay? Wow. And when witnesses zoomed in, Woods' face appeared swollen and bloody. His face is effed up. One of the bystanders could be heard saying. Towards the end of the video, Woods sits on the curb while an officer holds him up. He has to hold him up. It ends with a close-up of Woods' eyes, which are puffy and can barely open. In this video of the officers repeatedly assaulting Lakeem Woods, slamming his head in the ground and tossing him around like a rag doll while he's handcuffed and defenseless. They did this while he was handcuffed and defenseless. That isn't enough to convince you that these officers need to be off the street. Look at this young man's face.
I'm saying, why didn't a mob out in front of their house?
Yeah.
I'm saying, why black people didn't come together for their kids to and let them know that we're not playing.
You know, no more marching,
and no more marching, talking, and all of that.
That's word.
It's rogue police officers all day long, everywhere. So it's about being real and knowing your rights, and which don't really matter because they are judge and jury at that particular moment, so they can kill you and get off on with light paperwork. So.
Now, he is reportedly being held in custody on charges including resisting an officer with violence, armed drug trafficking, and possession of controlled substance.
Over a seatbelt.
Over a seatbelt.
And you wasn't even supposed to be talking to me. I'm a passenger. I can have all of what you said.
Right. You know.
None of that was illegal.
None of it.
None of that was illegal, what you just said.
And you wonder why the UN is criticizing the United States, okay? But it goes on. It goes on. Okay? Yeah. Did you hear about where was this at?
Who do you call on the cops when they doing something to you?
That's a damn good question.
They being wrong right then, and you need the real police to pull up. Who do you call? There's no one. You have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
You know, the thing is, you know, you're supposed to be able to ask for and a lot of people don't know this. Yes, for a supervisor, okay? The supervisor shows up and what he do?
He worse than them.
He worse than them.
And that's what I mean.
He takes the side of the police that are there.
Who do you call on the police?
That's
if
right.
Anybody know, hit us up.
Yeah.
WHGE 95.3 FM. You did?
Yeah. Because you can't, look, and when they do look into it, what do? They put these people on administrative leave, paid leave, okay, which is basically a vacation, and then they investigate this. We investigated ourselves and decided we didn't do anything wrong. No crap. Okay? And this is not about being retrained and what have you. What this is about, and this is something that Dr. Rashard Ritchie from Indisputable says all the time, it's not about the training. It's about the police culture. And what they have is a culture of racism, oppression, and murder.
Yeah. Even black police in the police business is outcasters.
Right. That's word. Because if you get an honest policeman, all right, and he actually does something or whistle blows on the corruption in the police force, he's ostracized, and there's a good chance that his life is in danger. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. The young man that was killed in Alabama.
Right.
They ambushed him. Attorney for a black man killed by Alabama police. During a car repossession gone wrong, say cops revealed themselves and simultaneously opened fire. Relatives of a black man killed by Alabama police outside his home are requesting additional details about the circumstances around his death and access to the body camera footage depicting his final moments. Stephen Perkins, 39, was killed in Decatur, Alabama, outside his house on Friday, September 29th. Police assert that the man's vehicle was being repossessed and that he got into a confrontation with the tow truck driver. The driver called 911 because Perkins allegedly pulled a gun on him. That's a lie. Family members believe the Decatur Police Department's account of what happened did not make sense considering who they knew Perkins to be and according to some of the financial records that he kept. They said they had receipts that showed his car payments were up to date. This tow company is known for stealing cars. Okay, so they didn't get to steal this black man's car. So they called the police and claimed he had a gun. The police showed up and within seconds, he comes out with his hands up with a flashlight and they immediately shot him.
They didn't tase him?
No.
They ain't used the billy club on him?
No. They didn't do that. After several videos from neighbors' homes, because the police lied and said he jumped out with a gun. He came out with a gun and was confrontational and what have you. All right. But there are several videos from neighbors' homes show grainy glimpses of the deadly encounter that leave more questions than answers. In their opinion, based on footage they saw, officers used an unjust, excessive amount of force as their loved one was shot 7 times. One of the security videos released by the family's publicist, Brent Liscombe, seeks to show Perkins shining a bright light in the front yard. The footage then shows him taking a couple of steps forward before suddenly springing backward and falling to the ground. The clip appears to capture an officer coming from Perkins' right side near his house. The second video shows the officer running. Hey, police, get on the ground, he yells in the recording, which then shows him firing multiple rounds. They murdered him.
Mm-hmm. Hey, get on the ground. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah. You ain't give me time to respond.
That's her.
Yo,
yeah.
Man. And that's okay. Let the court see that fine.
Oh, yeah. You know? And I tell you, it's something I said. They ambushed him. That's what they did. They ambushed him. This was a family man proudly raising 2 daughters, 14 and 7 years old, with his wife. He was a manager. Wow. You know, this is an upright person in the community. He's a
law-abiding citizen.
Right. You know, he was a manager at J.M. Smucker's pet food manufacturer. And he was also a gym enthusiast. Excuse me. The attorney said Perkins went in his front yard that morning to investigate why his dog was barking when the police and tow truck drivers surrounded his property, revealed themselves, and simultaneously, it's the police, blah, 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 like you said.
Yeah. Come on, man.
He didn't even have a chance to surrender. He was just straight up murder. All right? This is what we're dealing with. If you don't understand that war has been declared on our people, I don't know where you're living at, what rock you living under. If you don't understand that we have been declared the enemy.
Why?
For the color of our skin and the fear that we as a people will rise up. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye.
Yo, good morning, brother. Yo, Camp, what's good? I see you, Mike. What's happening? Shout out. Yeah. That's what it is. Yo, that's what we doing. We dropping science on you. We giving you that information that they ain't gonna give you. We giving it to you raw and we giving it to you real. And this is real time. If you're catching it right now, it's real time. So That's what's up. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
You know, the police blame some deaths on something they call excited delirium.
Excited delirium.
Yeah, and ER doctors are considering pulling the plug on this term. The way Sheldon Halleck's parents see it, the 38-year-old's only crime was jaywalking. All right? But that March night in 2015 at the Honolulu, police found him behaving erratically. They pepper sprayed him, shocked him with a taser, and restrained him. Halleck became unresponsive and was taken to the hospital. Before his parents could get from their home in Utah to Hawaii, the former Hawaii Air National Guardsman was taken off of life support. Nobody's supposed to die from something like this, said his father. An initial autopsy ruled Halleck's death a homicide, and his family filed a civil lawsuit in federal court against the 3 officers who tried to remove him from the street. The case should have been one of the easiest wrongful death cases to win, said Eric Seitz, an attorney who represented Halleck's family. But the officer's attorney seized on a largely discredited 4-decade-old diagnostic theory called excited delirium, which has been increasingly used over the past 15 years as a legal defense to explain how a person experiencing severe agitation can die suddenly through no fault of the police. The entire use of that particular theory, I think, is what convinced the jury. Tasers, taunts, torment. How 6 white officers subjected 2 black men to hours of grueling violence and then tried to cover it up. All right? This is what they do. See, they put these tasers on you and choke you out and beat you down, and then, you know, this happens without shooting.
But I was just saying, they shoot you.
And they shoot you, yeah.
It's
and then they say you die from excited delirium. Okay.
They only can't say that for shooting you because they actually shot you.
And because they actually shot you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. When they beat you down, you die from excited delirium.
Excited delirium.
Yeah.
So if you out there tripping on them and something happened to them, you can say, I had excited delirium.
You can say that, you know, because they're so damn scary.
Yeah.
You know what? That might be valid.
I'm suffering from I'm telling you
No,
about that.
they died from excited delirium. After I beat him down and beat him in the head and banged his head on the curb and what have you. All right. Oh, he was so damn scary that what happened was he had a heart attack from the fear of it. It was excited delirium.
Man, they always word us out, man.
Yeah. That's junk science. An emergency medicine physician at UCLA, Santa Monica, who often testifies as an expert witness. The theory has been used to provide a cover for police misconduct. It had an agenda. It was developed to
cover up
police misconduct. And look, California Governor Gavin Newsom is considering signing into law a bill passed that would do much the same in his state. Get rid of this excited delirium excuse. If we don't fully denounce this now, it will be there for the grasping again.
That's for the next phase of generation. When the next phase of generation come in, they can start saying that to get rid of them and kill them without a problem. It's an agenda, man. It's crazy, man.
That's right. And most medical societies, including the American Medical Association and the American Psychiatric Association, don't recognize excited delirium as a medical condition.
So how are they doing it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's some more
corruption.
corruption.
That's right. because examiners rejected excited delirium as a cause of death because no blood test or other diagnostic test can confirm excited delirium.
Right.
It's not listed in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, a reference book of mental health conditions, nor does it have its own diagnostic code, a system used by health professionals to identify diseases and disorders.
Right.
It's crap.
Right.
It's nothing but an excuse to get the cops off for the murders that they create. When they beat somebody to death, tase them to death, or he died of excited delirium, his heart just burst. Yeah, burst. WHGE 95.3 FM, Dove and I.
Yo, y'all hear it, right? Hey, it's real. Yo, man, listen. We can't make up this kind of stuff, man. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, it's the African Fest today, too.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I announced that earlier.
Kirkwood Street.
Yeah. Hopefully it don't rain on us.
Hopefully it don't rain.
Yeah, that's right. WHGE 95.3 FM. You know, it's something. I was listening to this lady talking about our economy.
Uh-huh.
Okay? We have to grasp that corporations are not concerned with the common good. You got to understand that. They exploit, pollute, impoverish, repress, kill, and lie to make money. They throw poor people out of their homes. They let the uninsured die. The wage useless wars for profit, poison, and pollute the ecosystem. They slash social assistance programs. They gut public education. They trash global economy. They plunder treasury and crush all popular movements that seek justice for working men and women. They worship money and power. Okay, that's what they do.
And the devil sometimes.
And the devil. Well, they are the devil because Christianity is not the state religion. Okay, the state religion is white supremacy. Don't get that mixed. That is the state religion of the United States. And you talk about exporting. Okay, let me tell you how nasty and rotten they are. Okay, now you may have heard me say this several times. Okay, but and say it again. The sign that a society is on the way to the end, when a society accepts immorality as the norm, it is the beginning of the end for that society. All right? And what America does, it tries to export its immorality and force other nations that they think they can bully into participating in that immorality. What am I talking about here? Countries in Africa. Uganda, Ghana, there's several other countries, okay, where America has said, okay, either you accept the LGBT in your society or we're going to put sanctions on you, okay? And like I said, they only do this to countries that they think they can bully.
Yeah. But Africa said, nah, we ain't having that.
We ain't having
What
that.
you talking about?
Yeah, we're not having that. So America said, oh, well, then we're going to put sanctions on your country and we're not going to allow you to import food and medicine. And this. They will starve you if you don't accept their immorality. That's a goddamn devil. I try to hold back from saying that like that, but it is what it is. Okay? They bring in immorality. But like I said, they didn't do it in Saudi Arabia and call out Saudi Arabia for its inhumane treatment of people. Because Saudi Arabia ain't allowing the LGBT alphabet people or whatever in their country.
Right.
Okay? But Saudi Arabia got oil. And Saudi Arabia got money. All right? And Saudi Arabia got something that the Americans want. And they know they can't bully the Saudis out of it. So they turn a blind eye to Saudi Arabia's inhumane treatment of people. That's called hypocrisy.
Nah, because they know Saudi Arabia treat them like that.
That's right.
They come over there, it probably worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They know Saudi Arabia is standing up for themselves.
That's word. That's word. You know, something else I gotta tell you. I've suffered this criticism myself from people.
What's that, bro?
You talk white.
You talk white?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's that? What does that sound like?
My manner of articulating.
Oh, your manner of articulating words?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. And my level of vocabulary and expression is more akin to a white person.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
When black people display their intelligence, they are not imitating whiteness. Because intelligence is not inherently a white trait. Okay, you look at their history, okay? You look at some of the Europeans now. The African came into Europe and taught them how to take a bath. And just last week, I saw this European American bragging about when she go to the bathroom, she don't wipe her bum.
Come on, man, stop. She didn't say that.
She actually did.
She viral on TikTok right now.
Yeah. Yeah, with her nasty ass. Couldn't call her. And you know what she smelled like? You know what? Black excellence is real and has nothing to do with white proximity. It has nothing to do with it because I got sat next to some white people in school who I outshine and got better grades than.
Right.
All right. And it did not make me white. Let me tell you something. Two of the most articulate men on the world stage that came out of the oppression that black people had to suffer and deal with here in America. All right. These men are so articulate and their words are put together so well, all right, that it affected millions of people. Now I'm talking about Martin Luther King Jr. And Malcolm X. And when they spoke, there was no doubt that these were black men. Are we ready for revolution?
I don't know, are we?
You've thrown off the shackles. You have debunked the myth. You've opened your eye. You're woke. Now what? See, many of our people are not ready for the responsibility of revolution and nationhood. There will be casualties. Okay? Some of us aren't going to make it. You know what? I'm okay with that because some of us don't need to. It might sound cold, but that's the reality. It was not easy to put you in shackles. What makes you think it's going to be easy to remove them? That's why we do what we do here on the Open Eye. Every night I petition the ancestors for guidance, and every morning the ancestors charge me to sound the alarm. I know we had the plan because the ancestors gave it to me and I wrote it down. We had the personnel, the funds, the plan. Now all we need is the goddamn number. Never forget what Marcus Garvey teaches us. Never forget that intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden. Therefore, remove yourself as far as possible from ignorance and seek as far as possible to be intelligent. Read a book before it becomes illegal in America. It's not there yet.
Almost.
Almost.
They taking black history off the shelves for our kids.
Yes, they are.
So they are removing our history.
Yeah, as hard as they can.
Right now.
Right now. Right now. That's where teach your children and have them tune in to the Open Eye instead of me using the GD word. All right? And like we always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treat you as an option.
This has been Open Eye. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yo, what's up? Just being me. Who you doing? What's good? I see you. We just get ready to finish up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Vaughn, thanks for tuning in, brother. Miss Bye, C, Steve, Rachel. Hey, you coming on next, ain't you? WHGE 95.3. Make some intelligent noise. Up in a couple, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, what's good? Cam, I see you. All right, let me go ahead and get it together. Thank y'all for tuning in, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all a lot. Here go my man.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Like I always tell you, it's coming. Global African supremacy. Keep your eye on Africa. Okay? Don't run away from Africa. Run to Africa. WHGE 95.3, Patrice Gibbs.
Yo, and you don't need to be wearing a lot of gold and diamond. See this watch? Handcrafted.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, and also, yo, streaming on platforms, Nsoromma, you know what I'm saying? Holla at me.